What's next for the Boston Red Sox as they are now without a manager, less than a month away from when pitchers and catchers report from spring training? I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Mike Petraglia. We just broke down the Red Sox press conference after the parting of ways with Cora. You can check that out on our YouTube channel at CLNS Media and on our website at clnsmedia.com. But now Chaim Bloom has a big decision, and a decision he needs to make fairly quickly. He said on Wednesday in his press conference that this is something he doesn't have a firm timetable on, but he wants to get it done sooner rather than later. Where does Chaim Bloom start in searching for the Red Sox new manager?
Well, I think it has to be internally. I mean, the suggestion was made during the press conference here on Wednesday that all options are on the table internally, externally, but realistically, if you're talking about external options, especially if you're involving another team, the Red Sox would have to request permission. It better be somebody that they've had their sights set on a long time ago, and that would assume that they would want to have replaced Cora before this week, and I don't think that's the case, frankly. So if you look internally, a name to keep your eye on is Billy McMillan, the Pawtucket manager, who has a long and very productive history with a lot of the star young Red Sox players, Xander Bogaerts, Mookie Betts, just to name a couple. That could be a key factor. Obviously, a lot of fans out there are clamoring for Jason Varitek, and Sam Kennedy said while certainly he is not going to get into the specifics, Sierra, of whether or not Jason Varitek is a potential candidate, he said, look, he's not only a proud member of our alumni, but he's a great member of our current organization, and the hope is that he grows his role in our organization, meaning the Red Sox. So certainly Jason Varitek is going to be considered. I think if you read between the lines, that's not jumping out too much outside the box. Jason Varitek is somebody certainly who would be considered. Dustin Pedroia is also another fascinating possibility simply because of his working contract as a player. Could they somehow fold that into a contract with the organization, and would the MLBPA sign off on such a deal? That remains to be seen, but those are two players, former players, current player in Pedroia, former player in Varitek, who are interesting possibilities if they go outside the current coaching structure in the organization.
Chaim Bloom was also saying he's not ruling out any possibilities, and that includes an interim coach for 2020. But also, when it comes to finding and kind of combing through candidates for this next manager, it's hard to kind of put this cheating allegation and scandal out of your brain. You want to do some damage control. You want to make sure that the next person has a clean rap sheet, that Boston won't keep getting dragged through the mud. How do they approach this with the mindset of the future and not the past heading into this search?
Chief Baseball Officer Chaim Bloom addressed that. He said, yes, there has to be a baseball crisis management skill set of that next manager, and for obvious reasons now, given what the Red Sox are entering in 2020. But I had a chance to ask Chaim Bloom here on Wednesday about some of the key players who are up, for contracts and may or may not be part of this team moving forward, even mid-2020. Obviously, I'm referring to Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley Jr., two players who just signed their arbitration deals to stick with the Red Sox in 2020. Those are two key players to keep an eye on how they react to all of this going forward. Chaim Bloom said that he has been in touch with several of these players. They were shocked. They were disappointed at the Cora news. But obviously, Chaim Bloom's job is now to find somebody who can assure these star players going forward that there will be as little disruption planning for the season as possible.
You can find the full press conference from Wednesday with John Henry, Tom Werner, Sam Kennedy, and Chaim Bloom on our YouTube channel at clnsmedia.com. And for all the rest of our Red Sox coverage, head to our website at clnsmedia.com.